Let's discuss this a bit more. Ashvin Parekh joins us as well to share his perspective. Ashvin, hi, and thank you so much for coming on board. Always a pleasure chatting with you. Just want to understand the story that Nayantara as well as Utkarsh have been following through the day and through quite a few weeks now. Let's say, the resignation comes through, the people, there are new people on the board, say from SBI or from renowned institutions, the CEO stays. Could a new management, could the new promoters finally be able to put an end to the crisis, to the troubles that are mounting, that have mounted so far for Jet Airways?
Yeah, so I suppose what may have to be done is, as soon as, let's say, the new management is in its place, what may have to be done by the new management is to take a quick assessment of where the business is, basically. So, I mean, one, of course, very good thing that would happen on account of the acceptance, on the part of Mr. Goyal to let the new management function would be that, unlike, let's say, Kingfisher's story, where the assets finally, lost their value to the extent that nobody really gained out of it. In this particular case, if the asset valuation, that is the business valuation, can be restored by the new management, they can really bring it to a point where the cash flows start looking healthy. Then perhaps, once they put in a certain amount of investment, then of course the whole story changes till you reach a stage where, even if, let's say, the financial lenders agree that they do not have the management bandwidth, and after the value restoration has happened, if they get into a strategic sale of the equity, it would be a good turnaround story, that the financial lenders can make out of this. But by and large, I would certainly say that if I leave aside the issue about whether it is good for Jet or for Jet shareholders, I would certainly say that for Jet Airline, for the economy, this would be a very big decision. Instead of letting those assets just go a waste, the aircrafts, the whole infrastructure that Jet Airlines built, instead of letting it go waste, if it is utilized for once again restoring value and then creating value thereafter.
Ashvin Parekh.
Yeah.
Ashvin Parekh. Ashvin Parekh, good afternoon. This is Nayantara from the New Delhi studio. What I want to ask you is that, this is an unprecedented sense also. You're seeing the lenders take over the complete company. That's the expectation. They have demanded the exit of the founder and the principal promoter that seems to be going on board. This, of course, may be in larger national interests. It's airlines. Look what's been happening with airfares, the kind of inconvenience. There's a safety angle as well. Do you want pilots to be flying planes when they are worrying about their home loans and car loans and kids' education, etc.? Having said that, what kind of an important precedent is this creating by the public sector banks? By the end of today, you might actually see Jet Airways being quasi-national.
Yeah. No, the question is very valid, Nayantara. The financial lenders, not just this business, this is a very complex business, but any business for that matter, for the financial lenders to run that business will be difficult. But you have to accept the fact that there are two sets of skills which may be essential. One is those management skills which are already there in the airline today. Those will have to be really encouraged and promoted. And the second is there will be external skills which they can, which the financial lenders can always acquire, or at least work out contractual arrangements with, on the very aspects that you talked about, Nayantara, including safety, including the complexities, other complexities associated with running with an airline business. This would be very first of its kind, quite admittedly. But the whole IPC structure, the whole code was evolved with a very clear premise that the assets belonging to borrowers who become NPAs are utilized for the economy. They are utilized, the valuation is restored, and then it is built up thereafter. So in that step, even if this is the first step, it would be a good welcome first step, I would say, or a first example.
Okay, Ashvin, we're going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us. Always a pleasure chatting with Mr. Parekh.